Has anyone else noticed a severe lack of motivation amongst relatively large Halo YouTubers recently? Some seem to be dreading uploads altogether, while others seek satisfaction from different games. Why is that? What's going on within the Halo community that's promoting the spread of this mentality amongst a large group of people? It's no surprise that there's lots and lots of factors going into this, but for the sake of my voice in your ears, I'm going to draw your attention to one source that's especially relative to myself and majority of my viewers, that of course being the infection game mode. Now many of you watching this video are going to immediately comment, OMG Trypal, enough with infection and Halo, let it die already, let the franchise die, blah blah blah. Let me first say that if you're taking this stance solely because you would rather have had Halo end with the last game produced by the original developers, then fine. But if you're taking this stance because, oh, 343 is just the worst company ever and OMG, they ruin everything they touch, you are the cancer of this community, and maybe if you weren't spending so much time trying to kill a game you loved, you'd appreciate a company putting in continuous effort into keeping arguably one of the best FPS shooters alive on the market today. So what's so special about infection? Why do I believe it plays a significant role in the diminishing state Halo 5 is currently in? The answer, kids. Kids make up a large chunk of the target audience of Halo and really just the gaming industry in general. We witnessed this firsthand with Halo 5 being the first Halo title rated T, a step back from previous titles being rated M. Why'd they do this? Because 343 wanted microtransactions, and they know that kids like to buy things, often but not always, with little to no thought at all. It's also worth mentioning when one kid sees another kid doing something, their natural tendency is to follow that kid in their footsteps. Now there's nothing wrong with this. I'm not bashing kids for this. I'm guilty of this too. I'm simply stating the science here. If 343 can successfully develop a wide audience of kids, then that means more kids will join in, Halo 5's lifetime is elongated with a good population, and thus more money in 343's pocket. So how does this tie into infection? Well, it's simple. Infection is swarmed by kids. Why? Kids love zombies. They like the element of survival. That's why so many of them are into Minecraft, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's what they do, and I did the exact same when I was of a younger age. Once again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's called life. Let them enjoy it. Now, zombies have been provided in the Halo sandbox through infection, dating back to Halo 2 and through the early titles. The game would prove to be a popular favorite within the general population. These communities were flourishing up until Halo 4. Halo 4 was a disaster of an infection in my opinion and in the opinion of others, but that is a different video, so let's take a few steps back to Halo Reach when majority of the community can agree infection was indeed thriving. So let's see exactly what Halo Reach did right and what made it so great, and I can guarantee you we'll be able to conclude from that list exactly what Halo 5 is lacking. So here we go. Halo Reach had a good variety of maps. Now I think we can all agree Halo 5 does a great job with this, maybe even a better job than Halo Reach did strictly because of the evolution of Forge. So let's not waste our time here. Moving on, number 2, these maps cater the associated infection game mode. In Halo Reach, that was Living Dead. Uh-oh, I see some red flags going on. Halo 5, cough cough, Freak Show, Crypt, Boarding Pass, Power Installation, Nerve Center, what? Let's move on. Number 3, Halo Reach had no frame rate drops. Well, here we go again. I think a few maps in Halo 5 Infection failed as tests. Cough cough, two-time champ, Freak Show, Station Zulu, Ghoul Town. Oh, and let's not forget the king of no frames, Black Friday. But most importantly, number 4, Halo Reach Infection upheld the social status for which it's advertised, aka no hidden MMR. Now this was the case for Halo 5 Infection up until recently, and up until recently, the Halo 5 Infection community was in seemingly good shape. Now, 343 has applied the MMR system used in competitive arena to social infection, and since then, you might have noticed, there's been a massive decrease in people's motivation to play the game mode. They literally nailed the coffin with this one simple act. Why? Because infection is meant to be relaxing, hence why it's categorized as social. If players wanted to sweat in it for competitive purposes, then we'd all be asking for ranked infection, but that's simply not the case. Quite frankly, I'm frustrated with certain decisions made by 343 regarding this playlist, and in this video I not only want to showcase these faults, but also back it up with my own extensive experiences regarding the playlist, as well as provide simple solutions to fix these problems. Get ready, because this won't be pretty. Here we go. Starting back at number 1, Halo 5 definitely gets brownie points for the amount of variety of maps within the infection game mode. Whether that be from different terrains, atmospheres, layouts, every map certainly feels different, and I applaud 343 for that. The issue, however, number 2, stems from a good amount of these maps not catering to the way the Halo 5 Infection game mode was meant to be played. Specifically, 8 of the 16 maps. 8 of the 16 maps, that's 50% of the time I play or anyone else plays Infection. Our experience is hindered by simply just the maps themselves, not even the mechanics going into the actual game mode. As I've said in previous videos, Infection in Halo 5 was meant to be fast. This is due to obvious factors such as humans and zombies being able to thrust, humans having access to all enhanced mobility, as well as there being 4 rounds of 3 minutes versus 3 rounds of 4 minutes, just to name a few. Now, this specific point, I'm simply going to direct your attention to the flaws in the layout design of some of these maps, specifically 5 of the 8 maps. So let's begin with, I don't know, Nerve Center. What's wrong with Nerve Center, Trypal? I like the variety of weapons. Well, that's it, my man. There's 5 precision weapons on a map that literally has a sightline of God on it by simply standing on a pole in top mid. When players sit here with 5 precision weapons, the zombies literally cannot do anything. And what does that mean? That means dead rounds, zombies quitting, and me suiciding as a human because I can't stand watching zombies get continually raped without having a single fighting chance. Speaking of open sightlines, let's move into Freak Show real quick. The design is literally a circle with a building in the middle, and why is this flawed? Because all it takes to get a spawn trap going on this map is to have a few humans on each corner and at least one human in the funhouse. Doing so puts the zombies here in this corner where they are continuously sniped by a DMR, CE pistol, and what have you. What does this result in? Oh, I don't know, dead rounds, zombies quitting, and once again me trying to convert myself just so I can help the zombies. Moving on, we got Crypt, and what's wrong with Crypt? It looks cool, Trypal. Yeah, you're right, it looks fantastic. Reverend Zoo killed it with the aesthetics, but all of that immediately goes out the window when there's 7 noobs with ARs camping on the bridge, being able to once again have eagle eyes across 3/5 of the map. Zombies once again can't do anything, and what does this result in? Well, you should know by now. Say it with me. Dead rounds, zombies quitting, and me jumping into that dope looking hole in the center of the map to help out the infected. Next up, map number 4, we got Power Installation. This map is huge. It's huge, and there's so many places humans can choose to hold out and camp in that zombies don't have enough time to infect anyone unless they know what they're doing. Once again, dead rounds, zombies quitting, and me dashboarding when I see this map because it gives me headaches. Lastly, yay, we're almost done with this segment. Number 5, dun-dun-dun, boarding pass. Now this map, there's literally nowhere to hold out, but fear not, because for all of you corner lovers out there, this map will take you out of this world. You have the trains, obscure bushes, and hell, even the bathroom stalls where you can hide from the infected. Now this map doesn't actually end in dead rounds unless you're fortunate enough to match that one group of 6 campers, but rather the map plays often too fast and humans die all the time. Now you might complain, well, Hellfire has humans dying instantly, and yes, that's true, but at least you can get nairs on Hellfire because the whole map is a power position. Furthermore, the camping spots are straightforward, and you don't have people in these obscure corners stealing your last mans every game. Now I want to be clear, all 5 of these maps I've discussed thus far are aesthetically phenomenal, and I by no means am intending to insult the forgers of these maps. What I'm saying is it's apparent that these maps did not receive the extensive testing which you would think would be required of any map being thrown into matchmaking, but hell, what do I know? Moving on, number 3, previously discussed, 4 of the 8 maps centering gameplay include massive frame rate drops. Yay, right? Among these we have Freak Show, Station Zulu, Ghoul Town, and heaven forbid we have to talk about this one, Black Friday. Now as I just said, they all have horrific frame rate drops, and not just slight ones, but seriously gameplay altering frame rate drops. It actually frustrates me that this was allowed to be put into the playlist. I mean, 343 is literally putting their name behind this. Okay, look at this. This sightline on Freak Show, which is used a lot, trust me, has massive frame rate drops and makes my screen look like it's going back to the 90s. It makes aiming ridiculously harder when it simply just shouldn't. Now Station Zulu and Ghoul Town, I will say, don't have it as severe, but as you can see, it's still present. And it makes no sense to me why gameplay is suffering for aesthetic purposes. Now here we go, Black Friday. Oh god. This map has so much frame rate drop that round 2 is literally glitched to the point of no return. Come round 2 in any Black Friday lobby results in all explosive damage doing absolutely nothing. This includes grenades, ground pounds, they simply do not work. Furthermore, you can't pick up any ammo or grenades lying around, so yeah, have fun with that. And as I've already said, the frame rate drop in itself restricts players from being able to fully enjoy about 50% of the areas around this map. This even includes human spawn, which is considered one of the 3 optimal holdout locations this map has to offer. Now guys, I do not have a single justification as to why 343 believes suffering gameplay is fine as long as it looks nice. I really don't know. I have no clue. All you have to do to fix this is go into these maps, take out overused textures, remove overlapping lighting, and conserve objects. This is what any good, well-developed map has. And not just Infection, you can find this in any Forge map of any game mode, that it will be fine-tuned to make gameplay run smoothly. But oh, what's this? That takes time. That's time that we don't have. Well, that's exactly the mindset, 343, you're putting into your Infection community. We don't have time. We don't want to put our time into something that's not the best it can be. And quite frankly, that's the underlying problem here. There's so many things that are easy to fix that haven't been, that's causing players to lose motivation. I mean, seriously, I got so fed up to the point where I decided to make my own Infection map. And in my mind, it would fit the Halo 5 Infection game mode better. If you don't know what this map is, it's Enshroud, and I'm not self-promoting here, I'm simply saying that through this map, I understand the struggles of Forge, specifically balancing gameplay and aesthetics. This map literally took me 2 months to complete. 1, because I wouldn't consider myself an amazing forger, and 2, it simply takes time to do things right. Another example is Unknown Emerald's Infection map, Seasick. Both have received extensive testing and fine-tuning required for the playlist, and it's just so obvious that these mentioned 8 maps didn't receive the luxury of such proper testing. Now finally, number 4, the insertion of the hidden MMR system into Halo 5 Infection. Before we get into this, let's draw the line between social and competitive. Keep in mind, this is the exact same line drawn by 343 themselves. So starting with competitive, if it wasn't obvious enough, this is the home of all the ranked playlists where tryhards can compete for a higher in-game status. It gets sweaty up there. Now social, on the other hand, is supposed to cater to the more casual player. It's made as a place where individuals can have fun in a relaxed setting. Now all else set aside, both categories, social and competitive, are still made up of game modes. And what's the objective of any game mode? To win. So this means that yes, an arena sweat has every right to come and enjoy the social playlist, as maybe he just wants a break from competitive, or maybe he just wants to warm up. Well, by adding the hidden MMR used in competitive arena into infection, 343 has ultimately blurred this line. As it stands today, any good player is punished for being good because now he can never enjoy the casual setting of infection. He's forever forced to match only players of his skill level, and thus the game mode is just as sweaty as arena. In fact, it's now basically a competitive playlist that's just not ranked, and it's sad. This means that people like me can't go one game without being targeted by fellow high-skilled players, and that means I can't get nears, and that means I can't upload to YouTube as often. Oh, what's this? I think we solved our mystery. If it's now 10 times harder for me to get clips, 10 times as stressful to get videos, no wonder people aren't uploading anymore. No wonder YouTubers are getting stressed to the point that they're just done. They can't enjoy the casual setting anymore thanks to the MMR system, and therefore the community is dwindling. Now, a common complaint that I know I'm going to get, and it's nothing new, is, oh, well, it's a casual playlist, you shouldn't be sweating in it in the first place. Well, I don't see you complaining about sweats in BTB. I don't see you complaining about sweats in Griffball. So what makes infection different? Tell me. Nothing. They're all social. And as I said before, they're all game modes, which are made for you to put your entire effort into to win. Thanks to MMR, however, good players are now punished by putting in their all, as now they are forced to abandon the social setting and always match competitive ones. Guys, the whole point of social for good players is mainly to take a break from competitive. That's why they're in different tabs in the first place. If 343 wants to make everything competitive, then for Pete's sake, just make it ranked already, because that's essentially what it's become. Now guys, I hope you enjoyed and learned something from my points. I want to reiterate, as I've said many times, that as a whole, I'm very proud of the way 343 has treated Halo, and I know I might be in the minority of that, but I can confidently say that that is my opinion when speaking in general terms. However, just like everyone else, I have my complaints, and I presented them to you here today regarding specifically the death of infection. Now my hope is that 343 sees this video and takes my mostly constructive criticism to heart, and seeks to either replace or fix the existing problem maps, if you will, within the playlist. Thank you to everyone who made it this far, and let me know your position down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. Peace.